Hi, Mark.
Morning, everyone. We'll get started here momentarily.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Get a couple more minutes.
Mark, did you get my email about the web, about the email address?
Yeah, I asked IT for it, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So I'll call them and ask them again today. I
Thank
did
you.
send a request in.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Hmm. Since this is being recorded, I'm going to go ahead and get things started this morning so that we can get through this. Because Karen likes to go. I don't know when she's going to talk today. But this morning we're going to be talking about knowing your customer and stop selling to everyone. This has been a big issue for us. A lot of times we meet with people and they say they're selling to everyone. So Karen's going to talk to you today. She's going to introduce herself and talk to you today about stop selling to everyone. So Karen, you can introduce yourself. I'm gonna go dark, and then you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and
All
and
right. Well, good morning, everyone. Glad to be here this morning. My name is Karen Everidge. My position, I am a small business owner, and also I work for Georgia Tech in their CreateX program. We launch startups. It's an accelerated program on Georgia Tech's campus. So, program manager for the CreateX program, in addition to running my own business, which is Georgia Restaurant Training and Consulting. Um, Quite a few years of leadership experience and small business development experience. Ran a chamber of commerce in my previous life, and just spent my whole entire second half of my life running startups. So I love what I do, and I love the ecosystem of startups, especially new startups. I'm going to share my screen here, just a sec, and we can get started. All right. Can everyone see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go into presenter mode here.
yeah, it's not in presenter mode.
Okay, I just switched it. Yeah. This, how is it now?
Um, yeah, there it is.
Okay. That's my website, guys. I should have used a QR code next time. I will. But if you want to check out the website, you're more than welcome. Stop selling to everyone is the topic today. Getting to know your customer and finding out really and diving into your niche market. To clarify the problem with startups, a lot of startups, what happens is they struggle to convert. And we'll talk about how to convert your customer, how to convert someone who is interested in what you're doing into an actual customer and what that conversion looks like. And that's where the struggle is, not converting that person into an actual customer. When you try to sell to everyone, the message becomes very generic. And I'm with Mark. I hear a lot of early startups talk about I sell to everyone. Well, that's very, very difficult. And when you do so, your message becomes diluted, watered down, is generic. And to your customers or to people who are listening to what you're doing or wanting to find out your value proposition, is hard to, it doesn't feel relevant to them. If you sell to everyone, you're selling to no one. So it doesn't resonate with anybody. You the problem isn't defined. Customers don't instantly recognize their pain point. They don't care. And you have to bring out what that pain point is for that customer. That's why you have your value proposition needs to be strong and not vague. Better or faster isn't compelling enough to say I'm better than this one or I'm faster is just not enough in this market anymore. So the wrong audience, the right product, even great solutions fail when you don't target the right people. So talking features, not outcomes. Customers buy results, not capabilities. So no sense of urgency or differentiation. It doesn't feel important. And we'll dive into that more as we go through the presentation. So when you try to speak to everyone, no one really listens to you. And that's the problem we sometimes go through as, particularly as early startups. We try to convert everyone, and it's very difficult because what you do becomes diluted. The core problem or the dangerous word in that is everyone, not knowing who your real customer is. So when you say your customer is everyone, that means you could be speaking to small business people, you could be speaking to entrepreneurs, you could be speaking to men, you could be speaking to women. You're not targeting anyone. You're just hoping that you get a sale from someone at this particular time. And then you're mixing markets. Is it B2B? Is it B2C? What exactly are you doing? So it transcends into a very weak marketing message. So when you go to market your product or service, it comes across as weak. The conversion rates are low. You begin to attract shoppers that want cheaper instead of better. Have you run into situations where it's all about, is it the price or you're too high? That's because, and I see that a lot when I watch videos of people on Instagram, they talk about beauticians in particular, how their price is too high. I don't know what's wrong with people in the salon or cosmetology field. Their prices are inflated, and I wouldn't go to them because their prices, so they're very price conscious instead of value conscious. And those beauticians have a hard time targeting who their niche market is and creating that value proposition to that audience, which would make them very comfortable in paying what they're charging. So when your customer is honed in or focused in, it's not cheap enough, or the price and not the value, your message, your marketing message is weak. You incur higher advertising costs because you're trying to advertise to everyone. So that means your advertising cost is inflated, and it creates operational inefficiency. And you get burnt out. Now let's talk about customer conversion. And here is the formula, and we'll go through this. So what is customer conversion rate? So is you convert people into actual buyers, customers into actual purchasers. So you take that conversion and you divide it by total of customers times 100. So for example, if you have 1,000 people visit your website, and 50 people buy something out of that 1,000, that's your conversion. Your conversion is 5%. So you take 1,000 people who have visited your website, divide that by 50 times 100 equals 5%. So what counts as a conversion? And that depends on what your goal is. Conversion rate can be many things. It could be buying a product off your website. It could be signing up for your newsletter. You want people to sign up to get that subscription. It could be creating a, hello? Is there a question?
No,
Okay.
I think
It could
somebody
be,
just unmuted. Yeah.
okay, it could be creating an account. It could be downloading. You want someone to download an app. You want somebody to fill out a contact form. So that's conversion. You want someone to do something. You're getting, so it includes all those things. And why does that matter? Because it measures your effectiveness. It shows people how well your marketing is working when you can convert people into actual customers. And it improves your return on investment. So the higher conversion, the more revenue without needing more traffic. And it also identifies the problem. So low conversion rate means that you have some issues with your website or your messaging isn't getting across to your audience. So if you have a website up and you're not getting customers, you're not converting customers from your website, you might want to take another look at your messaging because you have a low conversion rate. Does that make sense to you guys? Now,
I just had a quick comment. I so appreciate what you included in the conversion rate in terms of it is buying, but it can also be signing up, creating, downloading, filling out a contact form. That is, it just opens the window in terms of how we might look at our effectiveness. And it's not just, did they buy something? So
right,
yeah.
absolutely.
And do you consider the 5%, do you have an opinion on that? Is that high, low, medium, or I just wanted to
We're
get your,
gonna get right into that.
oh, excellent,
It's
excellent.
coming up. Yep. But I'll share that. And it's on this page. Okay, so where's you? So where conversion rate is used, when you use Google Analytics, it shows you conversion rates. Social media campaigns can give you a conversion rate when you look at them. Any email marketing can give you a conversion rate. It calculates that for you. Ads, particularly Facebook and Google ads, that will give you a conversion rate. And to your question, that 5% is a solid rate, is healthy. Quick insight, a high conversion rate usually means you're targeting the right audience. Your message is clear and persuasive. The user experience is smooth. There is low friction, and we'll talk about friction. Low A low rate often signals friction, is confusing. Low lead times and weak offers. So if you have a low conversion rate, they may be having some difficulty on your website with filling out the form, or it takes too long for me to process a sale on your website. That's friction for your customer. So a low rate can signal some friction that your customer is having in converting. So 1 to 3% conversion rate, that's a common baseline for a lot of startups because you're just getting started. You're just getting your messaging across. So it may start out a little low because you're trying to build credibility. You're trying to hone in on your niche market, and you're trying to still kind of work your messaging to meet your audience needs, that value proposition that you're offering to your audience. Now, a 3 to 5% conversion rate is solid, is healthy. 5 to 10% is strong. That's a strong conversion rate. And 10% is excellent. It usually means you're targeting or you're optimizing all of your funnels, all of your marketing funnels. So they're being optimized. So that gives you an idea of where you should gauge your business in terms of converting actual visitors to your website into actual customers. You want to have that conversion rate at least 5%. Okay, 85% of businesses say digital transformation is essential to their survival. That's 85% people of small businesses, they do something online. That digital transformation is essential. So you must include innovation and you must include technology in your business. Well, you don't have to, but in order to get those higher conversion rates, you're going to have some form of digital technology. Digital transformation, let's talk about that, refers to things like moving your operations online, that's e-commerce, is cloud, using the cloud system, using data and analysis to make your decision when we look at those conversion rates. So you want to look at that data analytics in order to drive your decisions that you're making about your business and your product and your services. Automating processes with software or AI, you want to make that as easy as possible to eliminate a lot of friction. So if someone visits your website and they do fill out that form, is there an automation that you can employ to give them a fast response instead of them waiting for you to get back to them where it could take 2 or 3 days? Is it something that can happen instantaneously that they get a reply to their response that would trigger a sale for you? So that automation process or any type of thank you or any type of new product or new service that's coming out, just that whole automation process, making the friction less hard for your customer. You want to improve the customer experience through your app, through your website, any digital services that you offer, through communication, through data. So that digital transformation in your business is significant as we move into more of an AI and digital based economy, business economy. A lot of things is moving towards AI, which is going to be quicker, faster, smarter. Innovation is the foundation of success. Companies that don't modernize, they risk falling behind. Because if I could do something quicker than you, or if someone, the perfect example, I was looking for a yard man to start doing my lawn on a bi-weekly basis. Just that I'm a customer that's going to be around bi-weekly. So it's a long-term relationship and I'm spending money every 2 weeks. And I put that request on Facebook Marketplace, for example, and I probably had 20 people respond within 15, 20 minutes. Most of the response was unprofessional looking. It was like, yeah, I can do your yard for you. The one that I chose was a digital response. He had pictures. I could click right on his website. I saw what he did. He followed up. I could book right then and there. So that was all automated into his response that he had with me. Needless to say, that was the person who I chose. And I used him for the first time 2 weeks ago. He followed up with me, told me the day before, your appointment is tomorrow. He told me what he was going to do. The day of the appointment, he sent me a text. I will be there at 10:15. He sent me a Google Calendar for me to add that to my calendar. He showed up on time. He sent me the receipt. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of innovation and your digital transformation. All of that he did online. It was very professional. I felt he cared about me. He kept me in the loop. He kept me informed. The payment was right after he finished the services. Pictures came out of my yard because I was at work. He sent me an invoice. I paid it online. He sent me a thank you note. And he asked me for reviews to share with his other customers. All of that happened and that one experience with that one person, as opposed to someone saying, yes, I can do it. I'll be happy to do it with no information at all. It's very competitive now, and things can be automated so easily. And that person was quicker, faster, more efficient. And I didn't have any friction in the process. Matter of fact, is this week he's doing landscaping for me because he's did such a good job. I bumped it up. So that's an example of digital transformation. Okay, so thriving. Oops. Okay, so thriving into uncertainty. I don't know. Where do we go from here? So we have to adapt to change. Businesses don't operate in a stable world anymore. Things are shifting. New technology is changing. I see it every day at Georgia Tech with the startups that we work with. Changing customer preferences, is economic ebbs and flows up and down. Things are unexpected, events are happening, tariffs are happening. So you have to be able to adapt to change and pivot quickly. You have to be agile. And I know you've heard the word agile a lot in business. So you have to embrace agility. And what does agile mean? Making decisions quickly, being open to change, and be responsive to it. I was just looking yesterday, I'm watching, got an alert in my email, 250 businesses are going out of business this year. And I'm trying to remember, and some of them have been around a long time, but most of them didn't adapt to change. The fast pace, things are changing so quickly, they remain the same and they got lost. They're lost now. So if you're not agile and you're not able to adapt to change, you're going to be left behind and unfortunately have to close. So you have to be open to change, adjusting your strategies without too much delay. You can't sit back and pontificate, or you have to love your customer more than you love your business. And that's an epiphany for a lot of small business startups, is you put everything into your business and you think, how can I love the customer more than I love my business? My business is my baby. But that your customer drives your business. Your customer is the backbone of your business. So you have to love your customer. I'm going to say that again so that it resonates, more than you love your business, which means you may have to change your business. You may have to pivot. You may have to let some things go that you hold on to. What you like about your business may not be what the customer likes about your business. And that's an aha moment for a lot of people. They go into business and build things before actually talking with the customer. And then when you open your doors, you wonder why no one is showing up. And that's because you didn't do any customer discovery. So trying new ideas and improving fast, embrace agility, be agile in your business. And you plan, design, develop, uh, test it out, you release it, you get feedback, and you do it again. Okay, so adapting to change and embracing agility in your business means businesses that are agile can react faster, they solve problems more quickly. You guys meet customer needs better because you expect expectations, it evolves. And then a simple example is a company sticks to old methods, they lose customers. An agile company quickly launches online services, they keep growing. So if you're going to stick to the old way of doing things, you're going to lose a lot of customers. Agile business don't get stuck. They adjust quickly and they stay competitive, especially when the world is changing as it is now. With tariffs, things are going up, prices are up, so your cost of goods may be a lot higher now. So how do you adapt to that without losing customers? You can't always just hike up a price and think that things are going to get better. Oh, I'll just raise my prices. That doesn't work. Okay, Albert Einstein said, strive to be a success, but rather to be of value. Strive not to be a success. You want to be of value. Okay, so you want to be a value to your customer, value added. They need you. You don't need them. They need you. Okay, the world is shifting, and those who adapt to innovation will be the ones that lead the way. So I'm going to open it up right now. So for a little Q&A, I'm going to stop sharing and let's have a discussion. So do you guys have any questions about selling, not selling to everyone, honing in on your market, doing that customer discovery, talking with your customers, finding out what their needs are? And when I say talk to your customers, talk to them without, and talk to people that are not your customers, whatever product you're selling or service that it is, wherever your customer niche is, talk to those people. Try to talk to them in person if you can, and stay away from sometimes talking with friends and family, because what they do is they'll lie to you. They'll say, oh, that's fabulous. That is awesome what you're doing. I love that. But they never buy it. Right? So they don't want to hurt your feelings. So they're not going to give you the truth. So talk to those customers and then have what they're saying drive your business so you can acquire those customers. So if you're talking with customers, and don't, when you talk to customers, try not to lead the witness, so to speak. Ask those questions. If you're selling a particular, oh, I'm selling seafood broils. So I go talk to people who like eating. Do you like to eat out? That's my first question. And if they say, no, I hate eating out, that's not a customer. Or I cook at home all the time. I don't spend time eating out. I'm not going to try to convert that person because the person has already told me they don't eat out. So why should I spend my time talking with them? And then my next question, oh, I love to eat out. What type of food do you like? Let them tell them. And if they mention seafood, oh, you like seafood, what type of seafood? And take it from there. So try not to bait the witness or lead the witness when you're talking to them. And I've talked about this a lot. Customer discovery is so important, especially in the lean startup. I do practice the lean startup philosophy. Customer drives what you're building. Those customers drive innovation. Customers drive your prototype. So spend time really talking to those customers, seeing what they want. From that, develop your messaging from your website. Make things easier, automate. And that example I gave about the lawn service, he's doing very well. And he told me, he said, I can't really take on too many more customers because I'm doing so well. And that was awesome to hear, especially in this economy. So do you guys have any questions for me?
I have a question. My name is Andrea. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but the chat is disabled right now.
I'll enable it. Hold on.
But I can ask it this way too. What are some of your suggestions to grow and develop B2B relationships and then, convert them into business?
So when you say B2B relationship, what are you selling? What product are you
I
trying to
have
sell to B2B?
I have services in the food and events space. I have a product line. I do gourmet gift baskets and gift boxes. My business is called Rapid Gourmet.
So
And
who is you say B2B, what type of B2B customer are you targeting? Because
um,
B2B is vast. It's
yeah,
many things. So who are you targeting? What type of B2B customer?
And I just started thinking about this, and I was able to start a relationship within the last 2 weeks. But I'm thinking maybe the one that would work best for me, people who are in hospitality, um, hotels, convention centers, and even corporate business, because I could cater lunches and for employee appreciations and stuff like that. That
Okay,
is
so
my
the niche market that you just identified already do catering,
thought.
right? Because if you go to hotels, they probably have a kitchen in hotels that they already do catering. When I ask you to hone in on your niche market, who in hospitality who that does not have access or does not do that within in-house already would utilize it? Because you named like three, you had gift baskets, you had catering, and you had how many things are you marketing?
And
How
then too,
many items?
I also do meal prep, but I've found so far, and I'm open to hearing, your thoughts and initiatives.
Okay. Well, all three of those have totally three different niche markets.
Mhm.
So you may want to hone in on one
Mhm.
and develop one well and then scale from there.
Okay.
I would not try to do as a early startup, I would not try to do all three at one time. Do the one that is giving you the bang for your buck now, hone in on that, automate that, be agile in that, get your customers, talk to you, do customer discovery in that area, and then expand out.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, don't if you don't want your message to be lost.
Mhm.
So again, if you're selling to everybody, nobody is listening.
Appreciate it.
If you're casting a wide net, is your message is being diluted.
Okay.
Anyone else have some thoughts or situation you'd like to share or experience in selling to everyone and how that could be difficult?
I'd like to offer that person, I started typing it in chat, the person who was just speaking, a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you've considered the technical college arena. I happen to have a connection with technical college in DeKalb County, and there is one in Newton County. These are events, and they host a host of events, and they do not have a kitchen. It's like a prep kitchen. There are
Mhm.
opportunities for you to put your information there or provide what you cater. You can prep, you can provide your information, provide your resume, go online. Also, they use a lot of different caterers for a lot of different things. And I heard you say you do baskets and etc. And even from there, you will connect with a lot of businesses that are looking for people to do things for them.
Yeah. And
Businesses.
most event, like that's a great Martha, is that Jackson who said, yeah, that's a
Yes,
great
yeah,
suggestion because a lot of event halls that host people rent out for weddings. They
yes,
don't have a kitchen. Sometimes they just have a little space where you could come in and bring your own food and set it up like a little prep kitchen. So you probably want to reach out to some event spaces that don't have a in-house catering, and they
right,
can add you to their list of preferred caterers.
That's good now.
But then you would have to be licensed as a caterer. I know in most states you have to have a catering license from the county in order for them to bring you in. So in some of the bigger venues that require you have your license and meet those requirements in terms of health inspection and all of that. But at least you could be one of their in-house that they can select, people can select from if they're utilizing a caterer.
Thank
Mhm,
you so much, both of you. Thank you, Martha. If you could put up your information in the chat, and I'll put up mine, and I'll also reach out to you,
mhm,
Martha. I
mhm.
so appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
both.
You're welcome.
yeah, yep. Anyone else like to share? I love this topic of knowing who your customer is. Tell me, let's go through and do you guys really know who your customer is? And do you have a handle on your niche market and honing in on, and how automated are you in your business? And are you looking at conversion rates? How many of you are looking at customer conversion rates in your business?
Hey Karen, thank you so much for being on the meeting today. I am
Thank you.
definitely interested in the how to of the automation piece. I understand it conceptually, I get it. But just in terms of, is it a particular software? Is it a particular platform? If you had any suggestions about that, so that when we are attempting to move forward with being innovative and the digital transformation, that we can do it with a little more maybe guidance as opposed to just starting from ground zero.
So what type of business are you doing? What type of business do you have?
Primarily leadership development, coaching, and training. I'm a certified coach. I provide primarily services to the federal and state marketplace in terms of leadership development, communication skills. I do quite a bit with assessments that give people a baseline in terms of their communication styles and what they need to look out for. But I'm not automated and I want to be automated. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that.
A lot. There are a lot of things out there for your customers and conversion. And some platforms like CRMs that people are using, like Monday and Airtable, and there is so many things out there now. I mean, you could put it in Chat GPT and it will spit out a funnel. And even for marketing purposes, that's good for consultants in particular, like yourself. HubSpot marketing, Brevo. There are, just put it in Chat GPT, your needs, and it will categorize, because a lot of people are using CRMs for customer management. And that's specifically for customer relations management, and it ties into your website. And then Airtable, there are just so many out there, and they are really for different businesses that you can use as well. What is this right here? Okay.
So let me ask you,
Financial information.
which one do you use or which one do you like?
Well, at Georgia Tech, I use Airtable and I use Monday. I like Monday.com. And then there are some really small little integration softwares that integrate with those
Okay.
specifically. And then there's some chat bots out there. There are some email chimps and things like that. There's an array, and that might
Yeah.
be a topic for you, Mark, just so for these startups, all of the useful
Let's see.
software platforms that are out
Okay.
there that can be integrated in your business to help automate everything you do, because it's so many now. It's
Yeah,
awesome
there
that
are
what you
quite a
can
few,
utilize. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I
may be,
used
go ahead.
I used HubSpot for a while.
Yep.
Um, and MailChimp, all the email tools now, MailChimp has a CRM and they all have CRMs associated with it. And as Karen said, you really have to find the one that meets your needs. Some are very easy to use, some uh,
I'm gonna see
have
what does my lawn person, I need to check to see, because he was on it, and my yard person, I can't,
Oh,
I
that would
hear
be
this
great.
Monday. I hear Monday is very nice. The
I
Urban League
use
is using
Monday.
this
Hmm.
project. Use Monday. Yeah, I hear
Yep.
that's very nice too. I haven't
So
really used
let me
Monday.
just ask a clarifying question. So you guys are saying Monday. So Monday allows the potential client prospect to come to my site, sign up for a the newsletter, and Monday has the feature where I can either A, do a drip campaign, or B, I can say, oh, Karen came to my site on Monday. She signed up for the campaign. I haven't heard back from her, so I'm going to send her the non-response.
Monday will send that automatically for you.
Okay, so Monday has that
Yep.
capability.
It's Monday.com. And it's gonna take it's a learning curve to a lot of these. So
That's
don't
why
think,
going to YouTube.
yeah, you gotta go. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, it was for me. And unfortunately, it's unfortunately you got to be able to teach yourself because
Mm-hmm.
there are not a lot of classes out there that offer this. These people get this information, they go on YouTube and they learn how to do it. It's going to be a little time consuming, but once you get it, you got it. And that's why they're going to be so ahead of everybody else because a lot of people don't want to spend the time for that learning. So you got a professional development. So count it as professional. You got to continue to learn in this process as well. You have to be a person that likes to learn because with all of the new technology out here and it's happening so fast, there are not enough schools to keep up on teaching people this. So you got to teach yourself. And I went in and learned Monday by spending a lot of evenings after work looking at YouTube videos. And I know it sounds daunting, but if you want to scale your business, put that time on the weekend, on a Saturday, and look at it and learn it. You can download it for free. A lot of them you download for free. They're softer. That's another software. I mean, it's so many out there that and like Mark said, it specifically that meets the needs of what you're trying to accomplish. So if you want to do A, B, C, if you have a laundry list of 10 things that you want to automate in your business or you want to happen in your website, put those things in Chat GPT and ask Chat to recommend software to help your small business. It's going to kick you out some stuff. And then ask Chat to make it easy, user friendly, okay, and then get start there and then look at that software. 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are free for the first go round. As you scale and get bigger, that's when you start a subscription, but for the most part, everything I use free, but you got to learn it. You got to learn how to use it and you got to learn how to integrate it into your business. There's nobody out there that really knows all of them because there's so many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and I appreciate no one
Yeah.
knows all of them. That makes total sense. I was just saying,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if you have experience or if you happen to like one and
Mm-hmm.
could offer that,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be
I've heard Monday is good. That
yeah,
was
I
the
got
hub. Yeah, but I've been hearing a lot about Monday. It has a lot of capability. The one thing I heard about is that it integrates into other products that you're using as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I've heard about it. So I would take a look at Monday and HubSpot.
Mm-hmm.
HubSpot does quite a bit too.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And always, when you're looking at these tools, always look at, there's always a tab called integration.
Yep.
And you click on that tab and you can see other tools. So it may integrate with other tools you're already using.
Yep.
Your email systems, your QuickBook, it's just different things. So always check
Yep.
out the integration when you're looking at a tool to see if it integrates with tools you're already using.
And these systems are customer relations. They're all about customer relation management. Yep. How to manage your customers. Yep. 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 Any other questions? I'm not
I
trying
just like
to scare people. Go ahead. I'm
I,
sorry.
I just like to make a comment on what you're saying. And I know that I've been coming to different classes and having experience with different systems and learning different things. And what I'm actually finding out, whereas for me, I was accustomed to having an administrator to do all this and put everything together. And what now I'm finding out is that I can go to these things, but I'm the one that's going to have to come back
Yeah, that's
and
right.
learn it
Yeah.
and put it together. And that's the real realization for me because I said, well, I got all these tools. I don't have nobody to put them together. And then what's really impacting me is that, okay, I got to stop. I got to stop getting all these tools. I got to learn one and learn how to integrate it with my business.
Yeah.
That's been an eye opener for me from attending these sessions. So I just wanted to share that. But it's a challenge, but I my my focus now is to hone in and just like you said, go to YouTube, learn this and learn that before I try to pay for and get all these systems and I have them and they're not doing me any good because I don't know them.
You know what? And technology has changed so much over the last 10, 15 years. I know time flies when you're having fun, but the workplace it was 15 years ago is not the same workplace that it is today. And that is a reality. That's a harsh reality for a lot of people who are re-entering the workforce or you've been away for a little while and you're coming back because they don't really have executive secretaries or admins too much anymore. Technology has phased out a lot of those type of jobs and as the onus is on you now to run and they've changed secretaries and admins to program managers and they are managing people and content and information and logistics, so the workforce has did a 360 just in the last short in a very short period of time, and people are having, even with business plans and the lean startup model and the way you start a business now has changed, is different from how it was 10 years ago. So it's things are happening every day and it's happening quickly, and again, the onus is on us to stay up with it. We have to be able to self-teach ourselves, and if you don't like doing that, it's gonna be problematic. And I tell you, when I went into Georgia Tech, and it's Georgia Tech, no one trained me on my job. They like, here's what we need to do, and you need to be able to do it. And you need to know the resources that you need to do it and the software. We'll provide the tools for you, but you need to figure it out, buddy. And and that's how it is now. And people and these young people are coming up knowing this. They know how to do marketing. I look at some of the videos on CapCut, and they're putting videos together on their businesses that are awesome, that are tying into their website, that is bringing in traction, that they're looking at the analytics. I got a young son that knows Google Analytics so well, it kind of blows my mind. And that's what he watches for every
Yes.
video about his business that he puts out there. He's looking at analytics every day and how what he does affects his analytics. So this is the new business world or ecosystem now. So it's not saying that you have to be an expert in it, but you have to be able to maneuver in it. You have to know your way around. Yeah, yeah. And I know it sounds scary, but it just takes a couple months of just honing in and learning. Being on YouTube, YouTube will tell you everything, show you everything.
Yeah, it sure will.
So
Reality. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Any
And
other
I'm even
questions?
taking as much as I know about technology, I'm even taking a certification course in AI right now. And it's not doing a deep dive on all the products, it's doing a surface dive on like 12 different products, teaching me how to integrate them into each other or other tools that I'm using. But as she said, that's what I use my Saturdays for,
Yeah,
education. Because you
and
can do it right
actually,
from your phone or your tablet. You have to get out of bed. But you
and
really got to start to.
actually, I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and actually, as I think about it, I had a speaker I listened to who has done, she teaches ballroom dancing and she gets all of her customers from Instagram. And she has done a phenomenal business. And she shared a slide with me on all the software she's using for her business in terms of marketing. I pour that, I'll try to find that information and share that with you, Mark. And that will
Okay.
help you because you asked, can I give you some? And she's doing phenomenal and she does everything in Instagram and it's all marketing tools and software and emails that she does for her business. And she shared that with us. So I'll try to locate that, Mark, and share that with you so you can share out with them.
All right, I'll do that. I don't see any other questions here. I'm going to be sending you all a survey to kind of go over these last 12 weeks. We got a few more weeks left, and I'm trying to put the schedule together for the next 12 weeks. So I want to kind of get your input on what you want these next 12 weeks to be, the deep dives. And you know, I just need your input so we can make this even stronger and better. So you'll receive that survey here in the next 48 hours. Just kind of a evaluation, how you like what we've been doing, any topic that stand out, anything you want me to go deeper dives on. This topic right here that Karen went over today, she did a great job on it, but it's so important, okay, of knowing who that customer is, who is that person that's really gonna. They call them early adopters, people that as soon as you hang the shingle, they come running. There's no decision they need to make, they're gonna buy. Those are your first group. Then you have another ring of people that you may have to convince to buy, using your marketing and things like that. That's where we come in with our strategy, but realizing that there are different strategies for each type of customer. A lot of you that are using this one website and one marketing and things like that to get to all your customers, you're going to realize that you really need to think of each of those types of customers as a customer persona and market to those individually. Okay. And
Yeah,
that's what Karen, you might have Karen come back and do a little even deeper dive on, these personas and
yeah.
how do you and she said something that was so strong about her son. Probably need to talk to him because next week is supposed to be about analytics. A lot of you are doing marketing using these tools, the CRMs and your email systems. Are you monitoring the analytics of your campaign? Are you watching who opens your messages? Not only who opens it, what time did they open it? Not only
Yeah.
what time did they click through to your website? Did they do what you asked them to do? Was there a call to action in your message to see if they're going to respond to you? Sometimes it's just click here. You just want to know if they're doing what you're asking them to do. But these are all analytics, and you need to start looking at these things because these will tell you how great your marketing is. If you get a great open rate, but you don't get a good click-through rate, there's something you need to change in your messaging to get people to click through to your site. Or if they go to your site and then they get lost. Okay, a lot of you send people to your home page, and you really should be sending them to your exact product sales page. But
Yeah.
so we're going to talk about a little bit about all of that in the future. But Karen, you did a great job breaking it down
Thank
to
you.
them. Yeah, we had to have you come back and do a deep dive after you and your son come back.
Yep, he's up to. Yeah, he is really good about he's good at that. Google Analytics.
Yeah,
He looks
it
at it
makes all
all
the
day.
difference.
Hmm.
Yeah, the analytics. If you don't understand the analytics, um, you're kind of shooting blanks out there because you don't know how well you're doing. A lot of you, oh, everybody liked that's not the analytics we're talking about. Okay. It's because
Is
they
that
liked
converting
it.
into sales? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the analytics we talking about. Are they converting? Or are they simply doing what you're asking them to do? Go to
Yep.
my site and register for my newsletter. Go to my
Yep.
site and schedule an appointment with me. Go
Yep.
to my site and look up this document. You're
Yep.
trying to see if you can get them to do what you're asking them to do. Because a lot of times, if you're doing the right kind of campaign, if you ask them to do one thing and they do it, then you can ask them to do something else. And eventually, you're going to ask them to click here to buy from me.
Yep.
So, but we'll talk about all of that next week on the analytics. If there are no more questions, I don't see anybody has their hand raised. I'll give everybody an opportunity right now to thank Karen for a great
Yeah.
information presentation. All right. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. So if there are no more questions, I'll see you guys all next Wednesday morning. And you'll be receiving the survey from me, as well as please make suggestions on, I know one of them's already AI, okay, but there are other aspects of running a business, understanding your financials. And you'd be surprised how many owners' balance sheets don't balance, okay? And that's what it's for. They're trying to get a loan and they send out their financials and the balance sheet doesn't out.
Yeah.
And that tells a funder quite a bit. So anyways, I'll let you guys go, and
Thank
we'll
you all.
talk next Wednesday morning.
Thanks for
Thank
Let
making
me
you.
tell
this
my
And
Amazon.
thank
available.
you,
All right.
Mark. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Mhm.